Mainly I'm back.
You are not alone. Come with me to Planet Prudence.
I'm back. I'm very excited to make videos for you. I have already a few cutes or lined up. So you can expect a weekly video on Fridays to start off the weekend. And we're going to start off with a Q&A. I have asked you guys if you wanted to ask me some questions that I can include in this Q&A. So here we go. So let's start off this Q&A with the first question from Janne Rules. She asks me, where are you from? And I am born and raised and still living in Belgium. It's a wonderful country with lots of food and I enjoy living here. I love to travel, but I think my main base will always be Belgium. Another Jen asks me, is it possible to survive as a freelancer? And I would say if you have the right mindset, it is definitely possible to survive as a freelancer. I used to take on lots of commissions and business projects, but basically I ended up either not getting the amount of money that we agreed upon, or I got into like some sort of situation where people disrespected me and my work got like kept in like a drawer someplace in a dusted area. I don't know where it went, but yeah, it's like I didn't really have a feeling that my work was meaningful to anyone. So I changed up to being more active on Patreon and focus on my shop and on the community. Basically, I wanted to be there for the community and I wanted my work to mean something. And I think and I believe that as an artist, you still need to have that feeling that your work is meaningful in order to still feel that passion for it and still feel the drive to move forward. And along with that also comes the financial part, because if you feel like financially you're in an okay place to begin with, but if you feel okay financially and you don't have that burden that you have to make ends meet, which I stumbled upon, you can feel the freedom and also you can get more inspiration and you can definitely move forward. Thank you so much to my patrons for allowing me to do all this, but it is possible to survive as a freelancer. It just took me, I'm 4 years almost into being a freelancer, and it took me quite some time to figure that out. Brick Cindy asks me, what's your lifelong dream? I've always wanted to be an artist ever since I was very little. I always wanted to create. I never stopped creating. I was always that kind of person that was drawing in her notebooks at school, at secondary school and high school. And as I looked onto a lot of adversity in my life, I just want to be there for people who are going through the same things and show them that, you know, they're okay. It will be okay. And I want to inspire people to just keep going and to believe in themselves and to appreciate and accept themselves. Ollie asks me, if you had to choose between drawing digitally or using pen and paper, which one would it be? That's a hard one. I love drawing digitally, but for my comics, I will always go back to drawing traditionally. I just can't. Yeah, I don't see my comics digitally. Like, it would not be the same. And same goes with my circle illustrations. I just love the feeling of having a traditional medium. In terms of wallpapers, for my patrons, I draw these digitally and it has been such an improvement. And in both my work and my productivity, when I switched onto the iPad with Procreate, I also asked my patrons to drop me some questions and I will insert a few of them here. Finley asks me, what's your favorite drawing you've created? And it has to be this one that will now pop up on the screen. I don't know why exactly, because it doesn't really have any meaning to it, except that I was living in my old apartment. I was on the balcony, and it was, the balcony wasn't really romantic. It wasn't a really nice balcony either, but I was just sitting there. It was so warm, and it was an impulse drawing, and I really loved that drawing. Yeah. Suzanne asks me, what is a trait you love most about yourself and others? And I would have to say, being genuine and being honest is a trait that I really admire, both in myself and in others as well. I cannot stand if people just go around the bush to explain something to you, or are too afraid to say something. I really appreciate if people are forward and genuine and kind. Mike Felix asks me a interesting question. What I'm wondering about is if you use any color calibrating tools to get the same colors on print as on your monitor/screen, and if so, which system do you use? And I am using Photoshop. I do some color enhancing on Photoshop and make sure that the hues and saturations are a bit adjusted, so that the color looks exactly like it is on my sketchbook. And please let me know. I can dedicate a whole video to that, but let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Drop it in the comments below if you're interested in seeing the process that I go through in Photoshop to alter my scans. Luana asks me, how do you deal with all the stresses and anxiety that comes with being alive in 2020? Good question. Also very hard to answer, because I am not going to sugarcoat it. I have been dealing with 2020. I think, like everyone else, it's with giant ups and downs. It's with, so this quarantine is not that bad, to I feel locked up in my own place, and it just goes from the one extent to the other. It's not there's so much contrast in my feelings and in my mentality or mental state, but also I feel spiritually I have grown so much, because at a certain point you just reach towards something that you can hold on to, and for me that was kind of diving more into the law of attraction, part of the universe, something like that. And I want to believe that there is more than just what we see, and more than complaining, more than seeing all the negative things, which we don't have any message to that, So I feel like I've grown a lot spiritually, mentally as well. Unapologetically Me asks me, how do you cope with your trauma? I want you to know that you're so brave. Thank you so much for saying that. I don't know if you all know, because I've been out for such a long time. I have been diagnosed with PTSD and depression. I deal with my trauma. I journal a lot. I go to therapy. It's been a while now with the whole lockdown, and I'm kind of paranoid to go back, because I don't want to get sick. So I'm dealing with it. As I said, I am focusing a lot on knowing more about the power of the universe and positive thinking. Having a positive mindset is really what I'm aiming for. And also drawing, lots of drawing. I can lose a lot of my feelings in my drawing, or not lose, but transfer it into drawings. Yeah, that's how I mainly cope with my trauma. The final question is from Larissa Jane. She asks me, what gives you inspiration to keep doing these awesome drawings? And love you. I love you too, Larissa. Thank you so much. Yeah, basically it's you guys. It's as I said, with lots of burdens being not there anymore, I have been so much more inspired to do the comics that I do, to make the artwork that I do, because of my patrons, because of the awesome community that we have. I have a huge platform over on Instagram with now 750,000 people, which thank you so much, I'm so grateful for. And I want to use that platform for the good, I can choose with being more known kinda as an artist, to keep it all for myself and talk about the things that are going on in my life. But that is not my life. It's just like a little bit on this entire planet. And I love listening to you. I love reading your DMs. I love reading your suggestions. And I'm really taking it up. I'm taking it up and I'm doing something with it. I am transferring it onto paper and I'm putting it out to the world. I am that kind of person that isn't really that like ashamed of talking about anything, and I'm really grateful to hear your struggles as well, because some things are just not in my life or not that present in my life. And when I read some DMs, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, that is such a big issue that I need to tackle, that I need to do something with. And you guys keep me inspired. I get inspired by life so much, and I just want to use the platform for helping you guys accepting yourselves for growth, you know, for personal growth, for mental growth, for the growth in our society, and hopefully making society a better place for all of us. That would be it. So great. Guys, thank you so much for your questions. Please enjoy the rest of this video and drop me in the comments some things that you would like to see in the future. I'm really looking forward to reading all your comments and replying to you guys. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much to my patrons for allowing me to do all this and to focus on personal work. And I'll see you guys in the next video where I'm going to explain what you can do with the selection tool in Procreate. Bye guys.